Hello, everybody. I talk a lot about the inner child, but I'm not sure I've ever explained this. Like, what is the inner child? Where does it come from? Why is it there? Through my own journey with inner child healing, I have learned that I have many of these inner children that are frozen in time, essentially, stuck inside my being, in my body. The reason that these inner children get stuck in time and don't grow with the rest of us is because they're completely invalidated. They had a perspective of reality and they were told it was wrong. They were told they weren't supposed to feel the way they feel. They weren't supposed to think the way they think. They were shamed, blamed, guilted, punished, devalued into giving themselves up. And this is against the normal psyche for a human. To give yourself up, what you think is right, how you see things, for somebody else's interpretation, teaches you to not trust yourself. It teaches you to give yourself up to get love, acceptance, and belonging. And when that happens, because this is against the psyche, you can't really split yourself in two, but your consciousness can. And so an aspect of you that holds this perspective that no, how I feel and what I think is right, and I won't pretend to be something I'm not, gets stuck. So inner child healing, what I'm talking about is actually being conscious of this and going back to look at that, to spend time with that aspect of yourself that you left behind when you decided to conform to the standard. And what you do there is you validate this truth, this perspective. It was right for you to feel that way, no matter what you were told. From your perspective, it was the reality. And those strong emotions that got trapped with that part are the only thing that we tend to have access to as adults. So when there's a similar experience or something happening in your reality that makes you feel the same way, it can bring up a really strong emotion that doesn't seem appropriate for the circumstance. You're like, this was just a little thing. Why am I so incredibly upset about it? And it's because that inner child, that part that you ignored, that part that you walked away from consciously, is screaming, no, 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 not again. And you're feeling all of the emotions that that inner part holds. Not just the emotions that were brought up from the current circumstance. So where inner child healing is valuable is when we go back there and we have that conversation and we validate that perspective and we give unconditional love to that part and acceptance. We understand why it felt the way it felt and why it held the opinion it holds. Then we free it. It's no longer stuck in time. It's no longer stuck in time in our body. It's free. Those emotions are dealt with. They're helped through to completion, all the way to the end, until that child reaches a better feeling state. and then they're reintegrated into our adult self. And now that emotion is no longer a trigger point. Now you can face the world and intense situations, and they don't bring up this extra emotion from the past. This isn't your body working against you. This is the universe. This is your body working for you. Because when you're an adult and you can understand these things, you can do something about it. These parts are crying for integration, for healing, to be welcome home. They're not popping up to sabotage your life. They are popping up to say, hey, I'm still here. Remember me? And nobody can rescue that part for you. No amount of external love is going to free that part. It has to be yours. It needs your presence. It needs the rest of your consciousness to come back for it. Anyway, I hope that's clear. And if not, let's talk about it. Send me a message, comment below. I absolutely love talking about this. And I hope you have an excellent day and a great rest of your week. Many blessings to you and all of your inner children.